Crypto's being suppressed. We know that. Well, what's going to unsuppress it is here. That's right. We're going to talk about confirmation hearing along with stables, BTC, XRP price action, and
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
we're going to talk about jumblies in the face. Just kidding, but we are going to talk about how meme is green up on the screen, getting a little resurgence right here. But before we get into that, you know the deal. Your comments come first. You, the viewer, what matter most? Greg Dalto says, what are stablecoins going to be backed by? The majority, the insane overwhelming majority, it's U.S. short-term treasuries and other U.S. cash equivalents. No, stablecoins are not being backed by crypto. They're being backed by U.S. short-term treasuries. Like almost every player has the same book. Mizzy's hanging out with us from across the pond, dropping some pounds on us. Thank you, Mizzy. Appreciate it. She says, thanks, Klaus. Gold videos got me thinking, saves me a lot of time. That's why I bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad. I'm not here to try to convince you what to do, but to bring you news from everywhere so that you can make the best choice. That's why I also bring you the bad news. Mr. Unix says, what? You a Democrat from California? Who's smoking what? Yeah, that's right. Someone accused me yesterday of being a Democrat from California. Why did they do that? Because they couldn't understand the truth that I bring. They're so used to hopium that, yeah, they had to label me as a Democrat from Cali in order to justify it. Water Heater's hanging out with us and says, never in the 2+ years that I've been watching your videos have you given Dem vibes. That poster is obviously in the head. And that's what happens when people hear news that they don't agree with. What do, everyone? Oh, they hit the copium. Pepe's hanging out with us today. Bitcoin sitting at 87,807. ETH is 2060. XP we're going to talk about. Why? We got the SEC news and we didn't pump worth the shit. Sweet at 262. Pi Network pump and dumperoni girlfriend 81 cents. Buy the rumor, sell the news. This bitch is dropping like a lead balloon. But you know what's not dropping? The subs. We've been growing at a huge rate. Hit that button down there so you don't miss out. SEC nominee Atkins is doing a Senate confirmation hearing. And guess what? We're going to be live streaming it. And guess what? If it sucks balls during it, I'm going to ask you. We'll vote and be like, yo, should we end this shit and just go back to a live stream without it? Yeah, that's right. You, the viewer, control the channel. Paul Atkins, Trump's nominee to lead the SEC, disclosed combined employment assets of at least $327 million. Yo, homeboy is rich AF. The reason we're going to be covering this is because I want to see if he releases some of his stances on crypto, how he feels about stables, how crypto should be regulated, and remember, a lot of the stuff that's happening with the SEC when it comes to regs and when it comes to these court cases, we're waiting for the commission to vote, and he's one of the votes on the commission. By the way, everything's going to pass because the majority of the commission of the SEC that votes is pro-crypto girlfriend. By the way, happy... Fuck, what day is today? Is today hump day? Fuck yeah, it is. I had to look on my calendar because every day is the same for me. Humphreys and family members reportedly control 75 stake in Tamco. Basically, what you got is a whole bunch of financial disclosures. It's boring. It's a lot of numbers. It's linked down below. But we're going to cover it tomorrow. Oh, GameStop board approves adding BTC as a treasury reserve asset. Reports profits rise. So basically what happened is this. GameStop has a lot of cash. And they don't just want to park their cash somewhere and have it do nothing for them. They want to park that cash into BTC along with future debt. Sounds a lot like what Strategy is doing. Like what MetaPlanet is doing. And I told you I would share that as players get into this. Now, Microsoft's board rejected it, but GameStop was like, yo, girlfriend, we want to do this. GameStop said it'll use a portion of its cash or future debt or equity issuances to be invested in BTC, but not specify the maximum that it would buy. It also posted a rise in fourth quarter profits, helped by the video games retailers' efforts to reduce costs and a faster turnaround of its mainstay retail video game hardware and merchandise. I'm sharing this because you're seeing more companies get into strategic reserves. And I even told you that what's going to happen is this. You're going to have states and companies get into strategic reserves before the country of the United States. Because remember, the United States is like the fucking Titanic. Oh, you don't like my language? Well, why do you think I have a warning in the beginning? It's not for show. Oh, and you don't like what I say when it's good, bad, happy, or sad? Lay off the copium. Hop on the ladders instead. But either way, what's happening is this. These players are like, look, we want to get into it, and they're getting into it faster than the United States. The United States is the effing Titanic. Yo, sir, we see the iceberg ahead of us. If we turn now, we'll avoid the iceberg. And the United States is like, no, girlfriend, don't turn. And he's like, but Captain, if we turn now, we can avoid the catastrophe. And the United States is like, no, don't turn. We'll be good. Yeah, it's like steering the Titanic. It takes for fucking ever. So states and companies will be getting into the strategic reserves before the country of the United States. I've been telling you about states' rights for several years now. Do you finally believe me? Oh, Mount Gox, a little bit of news in terms of paying people back. Now, here's the cool thing about Mount Gox. We've already seen a bunch of disbursements. We've seen disbursements from other things that went through bankruptcy. We've gone through a whole bunch of them. You know what's awesome about it? About 2/3 of the money that gets paid back to people goes right back into the crypto market. So when you see these Mt. Gox stories, they're not bad. Most of this money is going to go back to crypto, and as of now, it was already locked up. Told you I'd bring you good news, good or bad, happy or sad. Bankrupt exchange Mt. Gox, founded by who? McCaleb, has once again moved a significant amount of BTC, worth about $1 billion. This is the third major transaction this month, fueling speculation that creditor repayments may be drawing closer. Analytics firm Arkham Intelligence first flagged the movement, revealing about $78 million was sent to a new address, and then $929 million was transferred to another one. Basically, what we're doing is we're getting the money ready to pay people back. All right, what's cool about this is these stories, these Mt. Gox things, used to be put out there to scare the market. Like, oh, Mt. Gox is moving money. Oh, we're all going to go into the red. Bitch, no. No, 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 no. Most of the money goes back into crypto. And in fact, when they interviewed players out there receiving these payments, they were excited to get their money back because they could invest in crypto because it's so much better now than when they got bent over when Mt. Gox had its problems. Let's keep learning. Custodia banks. Oh, man. More stablecoin news? I told you, everyone. Stables, it's where it's at. The collaboration resulted in what Custodia claims to be the first bank-issued stablecoin on a permissionless blockchain. There you go. They're not using crypto, girlfriends. They're using stables. According to Custodia Bank CEO Caitlin Long, she's talking about me, we broke ground on the legal regulatory front, emphasizing the potential for U.S. banks to tokenize deposits in a compliant manner. In an unprecedented move, Custodia Bank has successfully completed the tokenization of dollar demand deposits through its Abbott stablecoin developed in collab with Vantage Bank. This issuance on the Ethereum mainnet is not just a technical achievement, but it's a testament to the revolving relationship between traditional finance and blockchain tech. Stables, everyone. That's where these players are going because the price is stable, it's easy to move this stuff, and it's easy to create. You just have to contact a company and be like, yo, can you just build me like a private version of USDC? And then what do? Well, that's why I bring up your comments, good, bad, happy, or sad. Because then Greg says, what are those stable coins backed by? Well, they're backed by short-term U.S. treasuries and cash equivalents. In fact, to be a stable coin in the United States, part of all these bills that are going through right now, which of course we're going to cover, say that you can't have BTC as a backer. Can't have BTC as a backer for these stable coins. They want highly liquid U.S. cash equivalents. So, you got another bank out there building their own stable coin. I wonder what direction crypto is going. Stables, bitches. All right. Volume sucks balls. It's hump day. I had my fun yesterday, so I'm not going to be participating today. But maybe you're going to be participating today. BTC dominance, 18 out of 100. Essentially, BTC is holding its price better than the rest of the market. Fear and greed, we're at 34. Nothing too crazy to worry about right there. Market cap at 2.88 trillion. Are we up from our lows of March 10th? Yes, we are. We're at 2.56 trillion. So we've added about $302 billion in the last, everyone? In the last 2 weeks and 2 days. How's that for fucking mental math for you this morning? Oh, and you think I only bring you stories with words. I bring you numbers too. Let's talk XRP. We got an announcement yesterday from Stuart Alderati saying, yo, the case is over. we're only going to pay a $50 million fine. Well, oh, look at the price action reflecting that. And what about all those channels out there that told you, yo, once the case is over, we're going to $10, baby? Do you know there's still people in the comments right now that are like, bro, the price isn't going to move until the announcement officially comes from the SEC. You really think the entire market is sitting there already knowing that the case is over? The SEC has thrown out like every other freaking case out there. We're talking about Kraken. We're talking about the NFT cases. We're talking about the other crypto cases. They've thrown them all out. And yet somehow the market is waiting for the official SEC announcement in order to pump XRP. That's called hopium. That's not healthy. And then when you don't like what I hear, what do? Then you hit the copium bottle? Yo, we've all got vices, but that's not cool. By the way, Vice used to be a really cool channel, and then they got whack as hell. But right now, XRP's volume, 2.78 billion. Nothing too exciting. We're starting to see the volume peel back and go back to what, everyone? Pre-election levels. Yeah, we're getting really close. Now, let's zoom in just a little bit. Shared with you a story about how institutions have been playing the market. Dumping at $2.50 on retail. Well, guess what I got right here? Right here on the 19th of March, that's the announcement from Brad Garlinghouse saying, yo, girlfriend, the case is over. We pumped to $2.59. Yeah, melting faces, grown men will cry. No, they didn't. That was just bullshit. That's what people tell you to try to get you to FOMO, to try to get you to fear this stuff. That's why I bring you news, good or bad, happy or sad, because the world and life is dynamic. You don't just have good day after good day. Like, no, there's bad stuff mixed with good stuff, mixed with more good stuff, mixed with bad stuff. And trust me, you know what I want? I want to report good news all the time. Do you know why? My channel grows faster on good news than it does bad news, but my job is to bring it to you both ways. Oh, by the way, yesterday we got a bunch of new subs. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, you can see we're in this boring price action. We had 5 minutes of pumperoni above 250 on the 24th of March. Couldn't hold it. We did get support north of 240. We are in the mez zone right now, waiting for bigger news to hit us. The SEC Garlinghouse Ripple announcement, besides the first one, did what for us? Jack shitola, girlfriend. So obviously the market's moved on from the case. Why? Because we already know what's going to happen, because it's buy the rumor, sell the news. So if you're waiting for the news, you're waiting for shit that ain't going to happen. So what are we waiting for now? Regs, ETFs that buy through the exchanges, and players out there to start using XRP as a strategic reserve asset, just like GameStop is using BTC as a strategic reserve asset, and players out there using XRP for more than just speculation, more than just buying it low and selling it high. Happy Wednesday. Now, with the confirmation hearing on the 27th, do I expect price action with that? No, I don't, but I expect information action. I expect to get some guidelines, some ideas on how he's going to approach things, how did he feel about things in the past, and how is he going to make sure that things don't go back to that, and that we work with these evolving, emerging industries. Because, see, that's the key. See, when crypto choke point 2.0, not what you do with your Feminita or Duderita on night times, what happened with Operation choke point 2.0, it wasn't just killing of these crypto companies, but it was also the jobs. It was estimated that about 1 million jobs left the United States because of over-regulations. So, we start looking at the SEC, we start looking at a new SEC head, confirmation, rules, regs, the jobs will come back. Not only will the jobs come back, but the money will come back too, because then we could start working on more regs. Because the big problem we got right now in crypto is if XRP and the majority of the cryptos are going to be commodities, we don't give a fuck about the SEC, because the SEC is about securities. We would care then about the CFTC. So yeah, regs are going to be super important, but we also need to see how we treat crypto. By the way, meme wouldn't even be a security. Meme would be traded like a collectible. Oh, like Frog Mario right here. Hold on, I'll try to get no glare. Oh, you like Frog Mario, girlfriend? Ooh, he's swimming. Ooh. Oh, this way. Sorry, he's swimming the right way. Yeah. How crazy would that be? So if meme then is traded like a collectible, like a painting, well, then meme wouldn't have to worry about the regulations at all. They could just go on and do their thing. You see what I'm saying? We would get clarity. But the clarity we're getting right now is that banks are getting into stablecoins for payments, and that what are banks doing? They're creating their own stablecoins. Yeah. So it's not just crypto of our favorites, our XRPs, our XLMs, our algos, and all that kind of stuff that's under threat. It's also the USDCs and USDTs that are under attack. Because these banks are like, dude, we could just hire a company, have them build us a private stablecoin, and we don't have to use your product. That way we can keep all the profits ourselves. Sounds like something banks would do, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's see what happens. Confirmation hearing. Chat is lit AF. And of course, we could even talk slabs on the live stream. You ever see these before? These are pretty freaking cool. 1989 Cardus, Super Mario Bros. 3 cards. Juicy. Choo-choo bitches.